Okay, so we're going to make a pumpkin and coconut kitchari today. I'll start turning a pot onto the heat. Kitchari is fantastic food of the yogis. It's basically a complete meal in itself, especially if you have a little bit of salad alongside it. So we'll get in a little bit of oil in the pot, touch of asafoetida in there, and we'll gently saute one carrot, one stick of celery. The carrot you can just chop into small pieces. And same with our celery. There's so many different types of kitchari are out there. You can use any type of rice basically and any type of lentil. It's basically the combination of the two. So today we're going to use brown rice, keep it wholesome, and I've got some tur dal. So I've got both of those soaking, and they've been soaking for about 3 hours, 2 to 3 hours. Just while they're starting to saute down, I'm going to strain the rice and the tur dal. We'll add water into the pot. I'm going to start with 4 cups. As you know, we'll make it 5 since we've got a total of 2 cups of rice and lentils. The kitchari you want to be that sort of moist risotto sort of consistency. It's a sort of dish we can just add more water as we need. And then go the rice and lentils. It's known as very sattvic and wholesome kitchari. There's some yoga course I often go off to do in India once a year if I'm lucky enough, called the Sadhana Intensive. And all you eat is kitchari. Morning and evening for 2 weeks, kitchari. I feed you this because it's very sattvic, it keeps the mind calm and nothing is too overstimulating in here. Well, I'm putting a little chili in today. You wouldn't get that if you're on the Sadhana Intensive, but it's okay if you're not doing lots of pranayama every day. Okay, so we'll chop up our pumpkin and pop that in. Using about 1/4 of a pumpkin. They can be reasonable sized pieces because the lentils and rice are going to take a fair amount of time to cook. The pumpkin will naturally start to break down and form a part of the sauce. Traditionally, kitchari doesn't have so much vegetables in, but I don't tend to make anything in the traditional way, so it's one of those things you can put anything you like in there really. And the beauty of it is everything's in one pot, so it makes it quite easy and low maintenance on the cleaning up. Here goes the pumpkin. Get a little cracked pepper. touch of sea salt. We'll let that come to the boil, and that's going to need to simmer for about, depending on how long you've soaked your rice and lentils, about 45 minutes. In the meantime, we'll get our spices ready to go. I've got here 1 teaspoon of coriander seeds, 2 teaspoons of mustard seeds, 2 teaspoons of cumin seeds. Also got 1 teaspoon of turmeric and about 3 sprigs of fresh curry leaves. The spices, we don't want to add them at this stage because we want the flavours to stay fresh, but what we can do is grind them lightly. We're going to toast them in a little bit of oil, fry them to help them release their flavours. We're going to throw some tomatoes and ginger in just so that sort of sweats down, then we'll add that into our pot when it has about 10 minutes to go. So I'm going to lightly crush these seeds. Whole seeds can be quite good in this dish, apart from coriander seeds obviously because they're a bit big. So what I want to do is just gently break those coriander seeds down. Cumin seeds also just slightly broken, but still giving a bit of whole seed texture in there. Just if the seed is partially broken, it's going to be easier for the sort of flavour to release and also easier on the digestive system. Okay. Just to help process along, I'm just going to cover the pot just while it's coming up to the boil. Okay, so due to the magic of technology, Kitchari, once it came to the boil, we skimmed the froth off a couple of times, and it's now been simmering for around 40-45 minutes. So as you can see, that pumpkin is sort of breaking down to create a bit of a sauce there. Also, some whole pieces are remaining. It's not going to need too much longer now, so we'll get our spices onto the go. In making Kitchari, traditionally you fry the spices in a little ghee or clarified butter, but we'll keep it vegan for today, so I'm going to use a small amount of rice bran oil. Just while that's heating up, use 1 chilli to start with. Not aiming for anything too spicy here, just a little bit more flavour. And grate a little bit of fresh ginger. And we'll chop our 2 tomatoes. So we're going to start off with the seeds that we partially ground into the oil. Beautiful flavour comes off those straight away. And just as they start to crackle, add the curry leaves in. I'll give a bit of a splatter. You can just keep lifting it off the heat just so it's not becoming too hot and you're not going to burn the seeds. You have to go quite fast here as they start to spit out of the pan a little. So in here we'll now also add our ginger and chilli. We'll just turn that pan onto a lower heat now. Pop the turmeric in as well. And our 2 tomatoes. Kitchari is coming along nicely now. And we'll add our spices into the pot. Now, as long as your rice and lentils are cooked, these spices you just need to sort of simmer for about another 4 or 5 minutes. You can't overcook it at this point, and you just adjust the consistency as you like it. Some people like their kitchari a bit drier, some people like it quite moist. I like it a little on the moist side. So we'll just continue. I'm going to give that a touch more water. And just whilst that's finishing off, we'll get some fresh coriander chopped. And we'll juice a lemon. Just chop the roots off. I'm going to keep those aside and use those in another dish. And juice our lemon. Okay, I'll have a little taste just to make sure everything's cooked through, see if those flavours have come through. Very good. Oh, lucky I only put one chili in, they're quite good ones. Always better to start off small and you can always add more. Okay, so we'll just finish this off now. Touch of lemon juice, won't give it too much. Fresh coriander. And turn it off the heat. Combination of the curry leaves and the coriander, beautiful tastes. So we'll get this ready to serve now. Like I said, this is a great winter meal on its own, with a little bit of salad. Almost everything you need there in the one pot. Couple of pieces of coriander on top. And there you have your pumpkin kitchari with tur dal, brown rice, and those lovely Indian spices. Enjoy.